Alright, it's Monday. Auction time. First item on the list. 2I01. This is the I-Series auction. This is a plastic cast. It says Jersey County, Illinois, with a little number 39. It's a plastic cast of a real artifact, which means it's a duplicate, right? Excuse me. It's a duplicate. I bought it some years ago. I don't have the paperwork on it anymore, but the two places I buy casts from, the only two places I think, are Lithic Casting Lab, lithicastinglab.com, or the Stonehenge Museum Supply Company, stonehengemuseumsupply.com. Right, these guys are closed for the summer, so you won't be able to see any of the casts on this one. I think that's it, except maybe Mammoth Run casting. I'll look them all up, and if I remember, I'll put them in the description. Okay, so this is a plastic cast of a real one. I think it's an Angostura or a agate basin. It's ground down here and on the base. But it starts getting sharp right around here, almost to the middle. So it's ground quite a bit. Yeah. Anyway, I bought this so I could look at the flaking on the edges. It's pretty straightforward, actually. Just very carefully done. Very, very carefully done. And I don't know the original material. Okay. Next item on the list, 2I02 Novaculite blade. I didn't weigh these this time, but I'll include a little slip with these when I ship them. Translucent, heat-treated Novaculite. It had some issues with it. Some internal cracking or cracking that I did, I'm not sure. But it did have a big crack there and a slight crack over on this side. They're not joined together, so should be fine. Okay, let's see. I gotta be careful with the tip on that one. 6 1/8 by 2.5. Okay, it's pretty hefty. Let's see. Almost a 1/2 inch thick. All right. (2I03), another Novaculite blade. This is the original flex scar for my spall scar. Anyway, translucent. This one's gray this time. No major issues. 4 7/8 by 2 1/4. A little over 5/16. I think I showed the translucency on it. Yeah, no major issues except, oh yeah, there is one. Sorry about that. There is a crack here in the base. That's actually a major issue. It is present also on this, so it goes all the way through. It just doesn't go it doesn't go all the way up into the thickest part. But just be aware of that and bid accordingly. There is a crack in here. Right there. Okay. It is sharp all the way around. Other than that, there was no issues. It was very easy to nap. No issues as far as napping, but there is an issue with the crack there. Okay. 2I04. High quality Georgetown knife blade. see, 5 and 5/16, 2 1/4, quarter-inch. 5/16 at the thickest part is right up here. All right, semi-translucent around the edges. Sharpened all the way around except for this area, and I think I dulled the top here. That's still sharp back here, but these two areas here have been dulled. I ground these down a little bit right there. This one feels kind of sharp. Anyway, sharp all the way down on both sides. Okay, just want to make sure I show everything, or show it from all sides clearly and with enough time. All right, 2I05, another high quality Georgetown blade, knife blade. I did this one on video. Okay, dulled here a little bit, dulled back here. Let's see, 4 3/8 by 2 and a little bit under 2 1/4. Thickest part is about 5/16. Okay. Next item, 2I06. This is raw gravel chert from Central Texas. It's a Pedernales type point with broad thinning flakes from the base. Originally started pretty wide, but very difficult to nap this particular piece because of the step fracturing. But I got most of them out. I could have picked some of these out with a steel tool, but I didn't want to leave the metal marks in there, so I left that one in. Okay, so yeah, raw chert, very tough. Just a little bit translucent around the edges. Okay. (2I07). This is an art piece. It's Novaculite, same nodule or spodule as this one here. These are the same exact material. Translucent. This started out as a big piece. I had a really difficult time in this area. Novaculite sometimes has difficult spots. So this one did give me some trouble, I remember, in this area. I don't remember the other areas. There's a slight crack in here. You can kind of see it there. I don't see it on the other side. And it's an art piece. It may resemble an artifact of some type, but I just went with the flow on this one. The one good thing about Novaculite is it's easy to notch, relatively easy. The drawbacks are the internal cracking and the brittleness. It's heat treated. I think it's heat treated to 700 degrees or something like that, or over 700 degrees. All right. Next item, 2I08. This one is Ocala Chart, heat treated, translucent. I think they call these Noonan points. Newnan. I made this one last night. This is the last point that I made this week. I made it last night. The stem actually is the one that gave me trouble on this one because there was some issues in here. It kept stepping right in the middle, exactly right in the middle. I think some of this is the original flake scar from the spall. I don't know how thin these are supposed to be, or what the flaking type is supposed to be. I'm assuming it's random because most artifacts have random flaking. And I'm assuming it was bold flaking because that's the fastest that I can use, you know. I assume it was the fastest back in the day as well. It saves a lot of time if you can just nap it with a lot of big bold flakes. Anyway, it is sharp all the way around. Every single edge is sharpened. Okay. A little bit of discoloration there, but it's not difficult to nap through, so that was good. All right. Next item, 2I09. Now this one gave me trouble, so bid accordingly on this because I ended up picking at that with a steel tool and then grinding it a little bit with the abrader, the modern abrader. You still see some metal marks in there. It was just extremely difficult to thin this one down. But I'll offer it. Maybe it'll sell for $5 or whatever. Okay. 5 1/4 by 1 3/4 by 1/4 thick. Okay. I would consider this a mid to low grade Georgetown, but only here in the middle. This up here was very easy to nap, and this down here. So the ends that were not close to the middle of this nodule are easier to nap. But this one was a real hassle. Okay. And it might even be Edwards Chart, not Georgetown. This little band of discoloration in there is usually not present in high quality Georgetown. Okay. Last item on the list is a box. 2I10. Alright, a bunch of stuff in here. This is stuff I bought a long time ago. Most of the stuff is from a long time ago. Three Rivers Archery. These are 5/16 OD steel point dozen. Yeah, I was going to make a bunch of target arrows at one time for my kids and stuff. But I found it easier to just sharpen the wood. Yeah. And and the repairs were easier too than repairing these things. But anyway, these are useful if you're hitting soft targets. My kids are hitting all kinds of targets. Anyway. Yeah, I think there's, let me see how many bags are there. There's 1, 2, well, this doesn't have the full complement. It's only got 4 in that one. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 with a dozen, it looks like. And then 1 with 4. Or whatever it is, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on the count. Another bag of little alligator gar scales. I have aluminum of different diameters. Yeah, these are all aluminum pieces. I think that's a 1/4 inch right there. I think that's a 1/2 inch. I could be measuring, you know. Got a tape measure. Yeah, 1/2 inch. 1/4 inch. 1/2 inch. 2 1/2 inch pieces. This one is 1/4 inch. Yeah. And these are 1/8". I bought these real skinny ones for pressure flakers. Okay, this is a gardening knife, or a knife they use for grafting. I think that, yeah, there's only 2 blades in this one. It's just, I never used it. Sharpened from the factory. I have not used it whatsoever. It's just was sitting in my toolbox. I was looking through the toolbox this morning and I said, no, I can offer that. Maybe someone will like it. Yeah. Let's see, a bunch of steel. Okay, I've got different sized nails in here. I know this is probably not that exciting. 20 penny nails. This is my favorite. This is my go-to now for pressure flaking. 20 penny nails. These are 16 pennies, which are also good pressure flakers. And I don't know what the term this one is. A spike of some sort. 1/4-inch diameter here. So the 20 penny and the 1/4-inch diameter spike are my favorites. Yeah, I use this a lot. And I've got pieces of these, so you can make punches with this, or just clip off the top and use these for pressure flakers. You know, bits for pressure flakers. This one is a little tool I use for knocking step fractures off, but I can easily make another one. I'll just offer this one this time. All right, a couple of pieces of copper. This is a copper nail with a little head snipped off. It's an actual copper nail, and the properties of this copper I've heard are much better than copper wire. And then a copper bar of some sort. Probably goes to electrical panel grounding bar or something. 2 wrought iron pressure flaker tips. Wrought iron pressure flaker tips. Oh yeah, little archery bowstring knocking points. Let's see what they're called here. String NK or string knock something. I just call them knocking points. You just clamp them around the string and it'll allow you to knock your arrow the same place each time. All right, a couple of cow bone pins. These can be used as pressure flakers. I think actually this one was a projectile point, or it was going to be used as a projectile point. 270 grains. Bone is surprisingly heavy. Yeah, these are both cow bone. Let's see, 6.5 for that one, the skinny one. It's almost 7 inches for the fatter one. All right, and this is an old grain scale. I've never used it. I was toying around with it when I first bought it years ago, and it needed to be calibrated. So I needed to either add a weight to the back or to the front, you know, a dab of JB weld or something to make it kind of balanced, because you put a known weight on here and then you calibrate it by adding a little bit of weight to one of these sides. Anyway, I never really got into using this type of grain scale, although it can be used in the field, right? That's what they're for. And I looked on the Three Rivers Archery site. They don't make these anymore, so it could be a little collector's item. Okay. At least I didn't see it on their site. I could be blind, I don't know. Anyway. You can look it up. Plenty of time. Well, though I am late today. Okay. Rules. The auction ends tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central Standard Time, 7 Mountain, or 6 Pacific. I'm going to declare the winners at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It might take a while to get through them all. My connection's kind of slow, so just be patient. Just be aware. Bid in the comment section. I'll pre-populate the comments with the item numbers and a little timestamp, so you can click on that timestamp and get straight to the item in the video without having to watch the whole video. Try not to bid at the last minute. I'm using YouTube's time tracker, which means that it's not accurate. The reason why I'm using it is because everyone can see the time. All the bidders are able to see everyone else's time. And it's not fair if someone is late and everyone can see. Now, the issue with this time tracker is sometimes you're bidding on time and you're looking at your clock at home and you're on time and you bid 2 minutes before the deadline and the bid goes through and I hit the like button on your comment, but your timestamp says you're 2 minutes late. You're 2 minutes late. Okay? I go by the time everyone can see, not just the times that you and I can see. Because I've been watching these closings very, very carefully to see how accurate the YouTube time tracker is. It's not accurate. And I've actually seen people bid on time and I've hit the like button on time. And I go back around, make my rounds again, and that comment shows up on YouTube's time tracker as being late. So I can't count that bid. Okay? So just be aware. You can bid at the last minute, but just be aware that it may not show up in time. All right. Shipping is free in the U.S. International shipping is not free. I will add $10 for first class package, $20 for small flat rate box, and a $40 fee for a medium flat rate. Now, the actual international fees are higher than this. But since I give everyone a break in the U.S. for shipping, I'm giving you a break for international as well. Right? These rates are on average about $15 to $20 less than the current international rates, which are very, very high right now. I will provide tracking numbers. I will like your comment if I see it. Okay? Just remember that. If you're not sure if I saw your comment, look to see if your comment has been liked. If it has been, that means I saw it. Now, someone else might like your comment, right? I'll hit the like button. You should have 2 likes on it in that case. I will announce the winners in the comment section starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah. So yeah, I'll make my first rounds looking very carefully at what times everyone bid, and then make the second round and announce all the winners. Okay? All right. That's it for this auction. Only 10 items. I hope you guys had a good weekend, and good luck.